What's up, guys? Just trying to get everything set up here. Come on. Stop doing that shit. I swear. Trying to make a small chat and it just keeps expanding my whole screen over here. What do y'all think? We retest those 71s and bounce? I'm kind of curious what happens at these 71s here, actually. I think that's kind of the line in the sand for the Bulls and Bears. The Bulls and Bears looking for the shorts. All right. 1 chat. 3 chats. I got to watch the little TikTok thing today because what's up, man? How are you doing today? Just trying to make sure my microphone's working. All right. Been kind of just trapped in a range for the last 2 hours. I was trying to find an entry. You can see that my little gold line there at the 26 there. I was trying to long off that level, but we haven't yet to really close above it. So, which is understandable. It could just be a choppy day. Just because it's a holiday. So a lot of times after the holiday. KBN, yes, we are trading futures. We are trading on the nasty NASDAQ. So, good old NASDAQ. For my short bias, it's going to be that 71. Did we just bounce off of it? You need to kind of stay above 71, then break back above 97. I guess if you feel like asking a question. I guess as long as it's about trading, sure. So here's that 98 level. And so that 98 is kind of like your PM session high from this evening. Remember how I said we pretty much trade around? Oh, I'm sorry. That's from the AM session. We didn't have a PM session this morning. I thought it looked kind of weird. I was like, so that 97 is the AM high from this morning. What's up, Trader with Jack? How are you doing this evening? Did you guys have an okay day trading in the holiday trading? It depends on which ones you're trading. KBN. I'm using prop firm, so I don't ever recommend using cash. So I'm trading micros of the NQ, and they're $2 a point or 50 cents a tick. Or if you're trading minis, they're $20 a point, and they're $5 a tick. and there's 4 ticks and a point. ES, it's $50 a point. Or if you're trading micros, it's $5 a point. Gold, I don't trade a lot of the other ones. This is the only ones that I'm familiar. Gold minis are $100 a point. Yeah, Trader with Jack, same here, buddy. I stay completely away from the minis. We're micros only. Yeah, if you like the more of a stable market, the ES is probably the more stable market than the NASDAQ. NASDAQ has a lot of like crazy swings. I don't know if we want to jump in this too early or not. Like I said, it's kind of, we did retest that one area down there. So I feel like that could be our swing. If we have to, we'll DCA back into it. Really don't want it back below the, what do you want to call it? The 98 areas. This is an eval. Like I said, if we get caught in drawdown, so that's the good thing about trading on the NQ. It always comes back. So like I said, we'll just may have to DCA back into this. Because as long as it doesn't break the 71 area, we'll stay in this position. Then below 71, that's definitely a short bias. We just don't want to add too quick. Thanks for the follow, Jacob. And if you're new here, we also only trade evals in the Asia market. We don't trade funded. I haven't been trading Asia enough, long enough to really feel comfortable trading funded accounts. Funded accounts in the Asia market. Really did not want to see us lose the 96s. Unfortunately, if we break back below that 71, 72, that is definitely my short bias. That's the only thing about trading in Asia, man. You gotta be yeah, I've gotten there before, Trader. I'm still way in the probably hole if you add probably 2 years what I've spent, just because It takes about 2 years to really become, start becoming somewhat consistent. If I get to pay out, this would be my possible first payout with Beulah Knox, and we're about what, $240 away for $1,000 payout with Beulah Knox. So we're at 53,354, and we got to get to 3,600. And so I'm hoping by the end of this week or first of next week, we can request $1,000 payout with Beulah Knox. So that's where we're at on our working on our current payout. I've been super careful because I didn't want to get so close, because I've been that close before and kind of had a tilt day. That there's nothing worse than getting close to payout and you run the account. So we're making sure that we don't do that. I'm pretty sure some of us have done that. Right now we're at the previous day open. You're waiting for the green candle to cross the yellow array. What do you mean by yellow ray? Yeah, see, that sucks when that happens. Like you pass your account on the eval, the next day I blew my funded. Yeah. Trust me, I've done that too. I'm pretty sure most of us have all made those same like insane mistakes. I'm pretty sure if we start comparing notes of all the stupid things that we've done with prop firm accounts, we've all are probably all on the same line. We've all done the same stupid stuff. The one thing that has helped me out the most from not blowing like accounts is trying to stick to micros. It does take longer to pass, but stick to micros. So I've also been working on, tonight was the first night that we experimented with gold. There's this gold setup that a methodical man shared with me. And so we're going to start taking it tomorrow night on our Lucif accounts. So we made $200 tonight on gold on a sim account, but we just wanted to practice. But tomorrow we're going to start it on our Lucif account. And try to find like 3 trades, 4 trades a night. And it's like $50 a trade. So, man, I really hope that's not the swing point for that pullback here. If you pull fib, I don't think it is. You would think that we'd want to move higher here. Oh, the yellow array is where the current value is at. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard that term before, Kill. Another nice 5-minute candle. If you pulled fib on this, I bet you this would have been a really nice indicator for a possible long here if you pull the fib on that. We're going to go to break even. This way, if it does pull back, we can always re-enter. I'd rather do it this way than sit through drawdown. Now, if we get through this 26, you can see this big orange line. So this was my short here. This is definitely my long area that I was trying to catch tonight. So if you can print and have a little wick bump into this, we should be straight up the rest of the night. We just got to get above. This is the midnight opening here at 25.26. This is where I wanted to short at this morning, but this morning we literally sold before the pre-market. Look at this big, like 15-minute candle this morning. It was an insane candle. You shorted at the 30 on the NASDAQ at 4. Nice. What is that like? I'm assuming that's Eastern time, Timmy? Can you hold trades past 5 o'clock, or are you trading like real money so you were actually short? Most of these prop firms, they make you close your account down so you can't hold trades after they close. So this yellow line is definitely my long bias. I wanted to take the short off this morning, but it popped before pre-market, so I wasn't able to take it. This is another level that I've been watching lately. It's the midnight candle. If you go back over and look at the midnight candle, that midnight candle is a magnet, guys. So this would be the midnight candle. See all this consolidation? We ended up selling down, but it's like a magnet back when we open back up. So we were way up here, man. It was just like a freight train down to this 12 o'clock candle. Then it just blasted back through it. And as you can see, look, we're magnet back to the midnight candle again. Oh, is that like a gap fill at the midnight candle? The midnight candle was something new to me. I guess I've never thought about it. I just came across it one day. Somebody was talking about the midnight opening. I mean, I know it's probably been around for a while, but that was just the first time I've ever seen it. And I was like, well, I'll watch it and just see what kind of price action we get at it. But man, the price action has been insane at the midnight candle. Finally, not a Gen Z funded account influencers. I'm sorry, Don. I'm not sure who Gen Z is. I've never heard that name before. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we only took 2 trades this morning. The first trade was a nice 40-point reversal. Unfortunately, the second trade, I kind of got influenced by the chat. I'm not going to lie, I did. I got influenced by somebody in my chat. I was trying to get to a level. We were trying to get to that 50 level. I was like, okay, we'll take the short to the 50. I swear we bought the bottom. And that's only because it was an eval. So I was like, oh, we'll risk a little bit of the eval money to take the short. But it was down here too around the swing. The first trade this morning, it was off of this one here. So basically we had this massive big wick here. Look at this big old like 40-point wick. So we got long here around as it came back up through the whole number. So we were long from 740. And I think we got out of it around 750. So that was really the only good trade that we had today. But we only took 2 because it was a short morning. And if you think about it, it offered the setup that I like to take. It's that 15 minutes, 8 o'clock, 15-minute candle. So anytime that you see this candle here, this is your 9 o'clock to 9:15. Almost every day we trade back up into this 15-minute candle. And as long as the 50% of this candle holds, it's usually a good indicator for a nice short. So I want to say we pulled back right at the 60%. So right in the golden pocket. The high end of the golden pocket was sitting there at the 50%. The low end was pretty much right at the bottom. And you also had a big 5-minute fair value gap there too. So if you like to trade fair value gaps. I know Solo, he took that one, but I was already in the long, so I wasn't even looking for that one. So I wasn't going to take it twice since we just got out of a long. Might get stopped out on the runner here. Once again, we're stuck at this midnight open. I'm just at break even. It'll just be my runner that gets stopped out on this one kill. I mean, I don't think we get that pullback down. I mean, we could. It looks like we have equal lows sent down at the, 60, 75s? So, I mean, there's that possibility of us getting all the way back down there. If we can just get through these 25s, 26, we shouldn't come back. I'm looking for us to make like a new high, then look for another pullback into this range. Then maybe we can even add to our position. That's what I'd like to do. What's up? What's up, Mr. John Carter? Did you decide to go to Athens? If I had to choose a exit, it would probably either be to run this hourly candle at 50 or this 4-hour candle sitting up at 880 kill. So this is your next 4-hour candle high. Yeah, it looks very bullish this evening. I don't know. We can see kind of where we're at on this leg, though. If you take the whole leg all together, kind of. So, I mean. So, that's the top of the 4-hour candle from, what, 5 o'clock? I mean, we're really kind of in the golden pocket area if we're going to continue back down. But we would have to break back below that 71 before I consider being short bias. And that's back below 771. That's kind of like my super trend level. So, that's like the hourly candle swing that it would have to break to be considered a short bias. I'm hoping we kind of chop sideways here and then get the breakout. Unfortunately, with the overnight session, sometimes you got to wait till the bottom of the hour or the top of the hour before you get that breakout. So we're just trying to survive the swing here. So I'm hoping this is a swing. So the only thing that I don't like that we didn't create a new low here. So we have equal lows all the way back down at 75. So, oh, I was like, what is that? That's that fib. Wait a minute. Let me move this fib out of the way. I was like, where's all those extra lines coming from? See, we have equal lows sitting still at the 75 level. But I'm hoping that we just create another swing here. So if you, but see, we didn't break none of these highs. So I can't really tell right now if we're making lower highs to move back to the downside. That 50% is here. So I think what I'm going to do is stay right below the 50% because that's more likely the line in the sand there. Which account are you talking about? My balance? I'm sorry if I missed your questions, guys. The balance that we're trading now, it's a eval. We're up 856. The funders are just kind of spread all over the place. That is in. I just did that on a sim account. Because this tonight was kind of the first time I was trying something new with gold, and we're up $200 on gold. But like I said, that's just a sim 101. Tomorrow night, I'm going to try it on my elusive eval. Ooh, goodness. And we'll see how it goes on the elusive. Hopefully the first time I use it on the eval, it doesn't get wrecked. But we're just doing one micro too. It's pretty much just buying these swing points. It's something Methodical Man shared with me. But like I said, I've only done it once, so I know very little about him. So, but tomorrow night we'll give it a whirl. It's just something we're going to try in the evening. We're going to look for 3 trades because you're just going for like $50 a trade. But it does. But you are trading in a RR, so you are trading in a negative deficit. So one loss will take away like 2 trades, 3 trades. So, but we don't know how often it loses because I don't think it loses, right, Methodical Man? I think he was a so yeah, it's individual trades, but I don't think Methodical Man's taking a loss on it. He was at 100% last week. So that's why we're going to try it on an eval. Yes, the RR is not there. You might be able to get it down to 2R. But if it has such a high win percentage, if you take 10 to 20 trades and they're all winners and you only take 1 loss. So that's the way that's the way I'm going to look at it. So we took 4 trades tonight, 4 for 4. The family can take you down. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, I like that one. Oh no, it busted at 50 guys, so we're probably our runner's gonna get stopped out. I see. That's what I was worried about. I didn't know if we would come back and take out these equal lows here. But if this area holds, we will look for another long. Especially when you're talking about 3 candles here on the 5 minutes. The little three candle man salute. Kind of nice little trend line. Then if we break above. Yeah, Methodical Man Hims has been trading the gold for a minute on his evals. Yeah, we're still getting stuck at that 12 o'clock opening up at the top. The big gold line. That big gold line. That's like the, third, fourth time that we've been up there. We have yet to get through the 26. And like I said, I was wondering about these equal lows down here. So let's just see if we can make a new low. And if you pull fib on this whole leg, this is the golden pocket here. So we just went in with 3 micros. We got to the 10 points. Then that was our runner that got stopped out. And 71 is kind of my line in the sand here. Let's see what happens with that 71 level. See if we either break through it, print below it. Then I was wondering if we lose that 71, do we continue down to the lunchtime lows at 714 or even the AM lows sitting all the way down at 670s? Like throughout the night, I mean. Oh, you took the sell on that? Nice. Yeah, I knew if we are going to get stuck at that 26, man, it's just like, ugh. That's like I said, I've tried this long kind of twice already. I mean, we get our 10 points. We just keep getting stuck on our runner. See your static account. Did most of you guys trade during the holiday session today? Today was a federal holiday, so I thought we had decent movement for that first hour or two until I had to leave and go somewhere. But it seemed like we had okay movement. And it looks like until around here, then 11 o'clock, it looks like it just kind of chopped around. Still did not make a low there. Man, you would think they'd want to take out they'd want to take out these equal lows here. I just don't know how many times you're going to have to bounce off that previous day close from Friday. Because, I mean, you got so many candles in here. So it could be one of these deals that we're just kind of trapped between the 70s and the 25s here. So that could be our range. Excuse me. And most of the time through the 50% of your big, like a big red 5-minute candle, we're just going to probably go back up to the 800s here. The ES has already swept the low. Uh-oh. I don't even think I'm watching the ES. I usually have the ES pulled up, but I don't have it pulled up. Usually I'm always watching the ES and the NASDAQ. That way, you know, because I know the NASDAQ likes to follow the ES. What's up, girl? Gorish? Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. So let's see. Is there anybody in a short right now? I think someone said they took a short. Or is everybody sitting on the sidelines? I usually don't do a lot of like teaching when it comes to trading. I just share what I do when I trade. Um, if you're new, I would definitely recommend like cheap prop firms accounts. Don't use your money if you're brand new. So two of the cheapest up front is probably Apex and Bulinox. But on the back end, they may be a little bit more expensive, but for a new trader, you know, it'll take a little bit when you're trading evals. So you'll go through quite a few evals sometimes for most people. So I'm hoping pretty soon that Bulinox starts offering another 90%. That way you can pick up an account for like $15, so you don't have to spend a lot of money up front if you're new to trading. Yeah, see, I've never done the higher time frame. All right, here's our equal lows. We are pretty much at our line in the sand here for the shorts. It's almost like, is this the bottom here at the 72s? I may even almost want to test the waters at the 72 level here. What do we got left on it? Man, we're about to have a new candle. Let's wait and see what happens with this new candle. You've used your money since day one and kept it small. That's not a bad. Yeah, if you can handle just using a small amount of money, that's okay. I just know most people that put their money in an account and trade a live, they end up losing it all. So I don't ever recommend a live account if you're brand new to trading. There's nothing worse if you got a few thousand saved up or whatever you got saved up, because you almost have to tell yourself whatever money you got saved up to trade, that money can't really have any meaning to you. You know, if it's emergency money or whatever, it has to be like, it doesn't matter if you lose this money. I wish I'd have longed off the 72, honestly, but that's okay. We're trading micros and an eval. It's a brand new 5-minute candle, so you're hoping you get a little bit of push here. Yeah, it has to hurt. Oh, Timmy's right about that one, man. It's gonna hurt a little bit. Oh goodness. Like tonight, we're just trading evals, so it shouldn't be hurting your feelings if you take a loss on an eval, especially if it's a manageable loss. So most of our losses are about $100 because we're trading with 3 micros, but we're also trading on 25K accounts. We're trading on small accounts. The only thing that worries about this long here, if we run into the 800 and cannot push above the 800 here. So it says, I don't know if it says from how much you started. Like, I don't know if I'm understanding that question. Are you asking when I started trading? Is that what you're asking me? Or how much does it? That I really haven't really kept up with. But I want to say, I would probably say we're negative. I want to say recently it's probably been the most consistent that I've been since I've started trading. Because I'm not going to lie, man, it usually takes about 1.5 to 2 years to really start feel comfortable trading. Like it was almost like stages. So like, what is it? When I started trading like either a sim account, I would just trade it for a while till I started getting comfortable. And then I would start trading evals. And it seemed like I was stuck on evals forever. Then it took me forever to get comfortable just trading my funded accounts all the time. Yeah, we may get burned on this short here. As long as it don't dump, I'm okay with drawdown because, like I said, we can always DCA back into the trade. All right, we got our average down to 90. So if it continues pushing, I'm going to try to do my next add to around the 50 level if we end up pushing down to the 50. Because usually anytime you see like a big red candle and we can't get the push back up, a lot of times this will consolidate. No, I took that long and we missed our take profit by about 4 points on that last one, Michael. So we may have to end up just DCAing back into this one. That's the only good thing about this nighttime trading. It always kind of goes back to, it constantly will retrace its entries. So even if you get down at nighttime, if you're patient enough, you'll more likely get back to your entry. Just got to be patient and wait. Time is it? We've got a long ways to the top of the hour here. So if we break through 75, like I said, my next entry is going to be at 50. We will add at 50 to bring down our average. Then the next add would be at 25. All right, losing the 75. Still got a lot of wicks down here to protect us, I feel. So you can kind of see all these wicks. I have, at this moment, I don't know. I'm not even thinking about shorts. So I'm just focused on trying to get out of this position here. Shorts definitely look a lot better than what I'm in at the moment. I'm not going to go against my trade, I guess. But I still feel like we got a lot of bouncing to do up in this area because of all these wicks here. Because you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You got 12 candles here. So, and nighttime price action usually gives you some bounces. Nothing's protecting back to close. Let's see. You talking about the previous day close, Timothy, down there at 46? I don't know how much this would bring down my average. That's 88. I'm not sure if we'll get to the 88 here. But I think that we can get to the 95. Dude, this is the second day. I swear I was in the same area today when we took the short. We did. I swear we took a short here earlier today. So we were looking for the 50 down there. Patience. It's going to come back, guys. It's going to come back. You said US 30 is doing it right now. I'm not sure if I know what that is. Am I saying that right? US 30? What do we got left on this 5-minute candle? Shoot, we still got 3 minutes left. You can do it. Like I said, if it doesn't push back up, we will add again at 750. This is eval only trading, guys. Also, we're not trading funded accounts. We don't ever trade funded accounts in the Asia market. Like I said, tons of wicks to kind of, I feel like, to keep us safe here. We just don't want to add too quick. Because then you got a bunch of wicks also sitting down at 740s. All right, here comes your 750. This is where we really, hopefully, being this much in the negative, that we will get a nice, our average would become a little bit better and kind of bring it down to like into the lower 80s to 70s. And it should hit that previous day close. That's usually a nice area for a bounce at 46. Okay, it's the 30-year yield. Okay. I don't guess I've ever tried trading at Timothy, or I don't ever follow that. A little bit more. $667 is a 100% maybe gap fill. Is that from Saturday or from Sunday night? Is that a gap fill in from Saturday? I mean Sunday night. Holy goodness. Let's see. I got to keep up my losses here. 25 will be your next ad. Whew, this has been a nasty, nasty short for myself, guys. Wow, might get wrecked super bad here. I just got to make sure we don't hit max drawdown. Whew. Oh my goodness, guys, we're dumping hard. What a nasty, nasty short this has turned into for myself. We use it on blow accounts in the evenings. Might actually blow an account tonight. We still got about $600 or $700 more dollars in drawdown. So now I would never do this with a funded account, but an eval. Holy crap, man. It's like, do we find the bottom here? What, 70s the previous day low? Do I got 30 points left in me? Let's see. That's about my max here at the 70. Or actually, no, that was my max. Oh no. We just destroyed our eval. Dude, I did not picture us selling off 100 points on there. That was just insane. All right, so we'll have to trade our elusive eval. Didn't quite have enough to get that bounce to that previous day low. I mean, that was a pretty massive sell-off. I think that's the second time I've been on the wrong side of the sell today. This is probably where we bounced at that previous day low. Let's see here. That was pretty insane. What's up, Mr. U? How are you doing? Very red. We blew up our eval on that trade, guys. Oh goodness. We're trading micros, MNQ. It's like, turn your heads, guys, turn your heads. Wow, dude, we're just still dumping. That's insane here. Dude, we hardly ever get big dumps like this in the Asia market. Do you think it's because of that one news that someone said something about some kind of with rut? Someone put in there something about the what is it? The nuclear something expired. Someone put that somewhere. I don't know if it had anything to do with it, but you thought this would happen. Dude, I did not expect us to sell off like this. I mean, this is pretty wild. Right now, guys, we're just kind of sitting on the sideline. We just pretty much blew our eval on that last trade. We still got a elusive eval that we could trade. We're at what, 359 in it? Waiting for the Buvonox to reset. I wish I was short. We totally but we totally wrecked our eval on that one, Timmy. Kind of some pretty wild volatility here. You would think that we would get a pullback here. Especially at this previous day low. Oh, you meant the opening at 9 o'clock. Okay. Let's see if it... Actually, I'm going to wait and see what happens with this 90 level first. Because this was a pretty massive sell-off. You would think that we'd want to pull back at least 50% of this sell-off. What is that? Back up to the 740s? Yeah, I mean, I'm waiting for my account to reset up there, Uncle. Because remember, I blew my eval on that short there. There we go. Because we were long. Oh. Let's see, 18, 20. Give me a minute. I was setting up my. Dude, did we make it? This would have been yesterday's previous low from what, Thursday, all the way down at what, 60? I'm not sure where that gap fill is that someone was talking about. There's a gap fill in somewhere, but I'm not sure where that level is at. Yeah, this has been a pretty wild sell-off here. You would think being the evening time that we would get another pullback here. But right now, we've just been in like straight dump fest, which has actually been kind of wild for your London session or Tokyo session. Yeah, it's just ramming down. It's not even stopping at no levels, which is very strange to me for the Tokyo session, because most of the time these levels always hold there in Tokyo. But man, tonight it's just straight down. It would almost be even scary to try to even long for the pullback. That thing's like, no. All right, new 5-minute candle. Maybe a retest of the previous day low there at the 70. That would be your next level of support back up. Wow, you're short on ES to short from the 6860. Man, that's a nice short. Man, that's super nice short for the ES. Anytime you can get like 10, 20 points, 30 points on the ES, that is super nice. You don't usually get those big moves like that, or you don't see those moves too often. So to get those, that's pretty good. Right now, guys, we're just kind of sitting on our hands since we took that last big loss over here. And we could easily run down to 580s. That would be the previous day low from Friday. That would be your low from Friday here. Hopefully no one's trapped in a long or, trapped in a position as I was. So your next major support down is going to be that 24,480. We're trading the MNQ. And it's a March contracts. Wow. Here's your 25. A lot of times you hit that 25 level after going through the 75 and 50 like that, you get a pullback. Yeah, it's a pretty wild sell-off, man. It caught me off guard. Trust me, I got stuck. That's how I blew my count on this sell-off here, Lee Merch. Yep. We blew our eval. Mm-mm-mm. Man, did we finally get some kind of pullback here? Goodness, man. Yeah, we do got those Friday night lows down at the what do you want to call it? 7. What do you want to call it? 580s. Whew. So that's pretty normal. Like I was saying, since we blew through all these 75s and the 50s, a lot of times you will get a pullback all the way off that 25. If you're long, I would probably possibly target the previous day low there at the 70s. I'm not really sure. I mean, I only ever trade the NASDAQ, so I don't really ever look at anything else. see. Oh, just resetting up my ATM strategy. I feel like 580s is probably your next target to the downside if you were still looking for or still shorts. I would wait and see what happens with this 680 area. I mean, not 680, but 670. Not tonight. We blew one of our evals tonight. We got caught in this sell-off. I'm not sure if I pronounced that name right. TH. I'll just go with TH. How's that? Or ThinkFi? TheFi? Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Yeah, I was on a 25K Bulinox eval, and I got caught in this short here. All right, here's that previous day low. Time is it? 8:14. So we're about to have a new 15-minute candle. You trade 40 UK 100 in NASDAQ US. Maybe I'll have to try looking at that. Is that basically like trading the dollar? You said, Timothy, is that US 30? Oh, no. Okay. Oh, it's the DAX. Okay. Okay, so it's the 30 biggest companies. Okay. Yeah, see, I've never used them either. Like I said, the only markets that I really ever watch is NASDAQ and the ES. Make sure I'm on my right accounts. We don't want to make that mistake. We'll use one of our charts to pull it up. This way we don't forget about it. Let's see. No. Like I said, there's still plenty of room to the downside to run those 580s. So that's kind of what we're going to look for. And we have two and a half minutes left on this candle. Oh, use those foot charts. I've heard of those. I've just never tried them. Is anybody catch that whole short down? I know. I almost wish I could wake up in time to trade the London market. I feel like that London market, you kind of get that not super slow like the Asia market, but not super fast like the New York session. Kind of get that. You get that kind of in that middle. So you're still short? Nice. Unfortunately, we got in a short earlier today. We were able to get out of it, but this trade, we were not able to get out of it. I As right now, I'm kind of short bias. I'm looking for those 580s to get ran for Friday's lows. Short bias below the previous day low. Kind of want to see if we lose the 50 level. But just kind of be impatient here to wait and see what happens with this next 5-minute candle. Kind of, like I said, kind of want to see it sell through the 50 here. I just don't feel like getting caught up in another big like pullback trade where I'm trapped in it. One's enough for me tonight. So one's enough. Goodness. Yeah, but I think a lot of these guys have been short from way back up here, though. So, like that 71 area was definitely my short bias, but I was already in that long. So, there was no way for me to, yes, 773. So, yeah, I'm hoping that this could possibly be the swing right here if you're still in that short at that previous day low. Dude, I'm trying to remember the last time I blew a eval in the Asia market. It's been a long time. We don't usually blow stuff in the Asia market. I guess while we're waiting, I can look at the gold and see if it has anything. Yep, it has 2 swings. Gold has 2 swings. But I guess it's already after 9 o'clock, so. So what you want to do is see this to be the swing for us to keep pushing back down. So if you're in your short, you definitely don't want us to get back above the previous day low here. Then if you pull 50% of this total leg here, if we get back above that previous day low, that we could possibly pull 50% of this leg. And that's back into the middle of this 5-minute gap. Dude, we're still battling it. I have most of these indicators for free for anybody that's looking just for like simple indicators. They're just level-based indicators. Ooh, really don't want to see us break back above that previous day close here. There's a retest of it. Ooh. Yeah, you kind of want to see this break back above this you want to see the previous day close hold up here if you're in long. You should get the sell back down here if you lose that 70 level. Nice bounce off the 70. You would think we'd at least get a push up to the 90s here to kind of retest the 9 EMAs at the 90. Tonight we're just trading evals. We don't trade funded accounts in the Asia market. I don't really feel that comfortable with the Asia market to trade my funded accounts. All of my fundeds, I usually only trade in the New York session. Usually I let everybody know what I'm trading when they come here. So I never recommend following my trades in the Asia market for like a funded account or a cash account or anything like that. Now, if I'm trading my fundeds during the New York session, those are the trades like, okay, I believe that, hey, we're going here in the morning times. And usually I look for those like early morning like breakouts. Right now, we're kind of consolidating right above that previous day low. I can't believe we're not pushing up to the 90s here. You would think. I've tried using the VIX, but I don't usually look at a lot of different stuff when I'm trading. If I follow anything, it's probably just the ES. All right, so we should get the push down here since we did break back below the previous day low. Nope, couldn't. It's the, and I think I tried to find it one day. I didn't have any luck finding it on my ninja charts. I probably wouldn't. If you made $900 already on your funded account today, I would definitely. I mean, unless you just believe in the trade or downsize. If I'm up $900, I'm probably downsizing. At least protect your profit. Like, you know, if you want to risk anything, risk like $100 or something. Just at most. So you don't want to make that much, then walk away and then lose all your cash. Sell now. Are you in short right now, Lewis? I still was in kind of anticipating a little bit bigger pullback. Just kind of waiting to see what happens with this previous day low. I still like, if we can lose the previous day low, we have Friday's low down at 580 that hasn't been tested. Are you in a short right now, Lewis? Yeah, 1-2 micros. If you just want to hold on to your profit, because you don't want to make $900 and lose it in like a couple trades. There's nothing worse. That's like the worst, to make good profit on a funded account and lose it. I know I'm at that level in my funded account where I'm trying not to get nervous about trading it, because we only need like 240, 250 to get a payout. So with my Bulanox account. And so I'm trying really hard not to get in my head about that. Because right now on our Bewley account, we're sitting at 53,360. Nice sell. Whoever put that in there, Lewis. Since we already kind of blew our eval tonight, we're just kind of just sitting here at the moment. So there's no reason to be in a big hurry to jump back in a trade. What are you targeting, Lewis, on your short? Don't really want to see us recover. Let's see. What, the 70? You don't want us, if you're in short, you don't want us really to recover the 70s. You want to stay below that previous day close. Sometimes it's just best to stay out of it when you're around these levels like this, because you get a lot of just crappy price action. Anytime you're around the previous day low or the previous day high, usually the price action is kind of crappy. I had the same thing that I dealt with Friday. We kept trying to either short or long the previous day high, and we just kept getting a really crappy crappy price action. You added another short contract at 32. Wait, weren't you in that big short from like 68 on your ES, Lee? Lee Merch? Le Merch? How heavy do you go in on your ES contracts? Do you go in with like minis or do you use micros? Guys, right now we're just kind of not really looking for too many entries since we blew our eval earlier. So we're just kind of waiting to see if we're going to push up here and if this is going to be the swing. So that's kind of what I'm waiting on. So since we made a new low, I'm not sure if this is going to be the new swing here or like, like we make a new low, we push up, we have a pullback and move up. Or is this just a like 20% pullback for us to, sell back lower? You would think lower that we would rerun those Friday lows. Oh yeah, we're stuck. Right now it's like a magnet stuck to that previous day low here. Merch, did you say you go in with minis or do you trade micros on the ES? Dude, the Bears and Bulls are just battling the previous day low. Come on, who's gonna take the victory here? If we lose the previous day's close here at the low, I feel like the next push up's going to be till up at 87. 87 will probably be your next kind of touch. If we lose the 70s here. Oh, yeah, I was going to try to pull up the VIX a while ago. Let's see. See if we don't have a gold entry here. but it's at their, man, it's, I think I'm at the turn off. I think for the gold, you have to, it's not after the 10 o'clock hour. We'll try it. What do we, you don't want to do it at the top of the hour here. And then I was going to pull up the VIX. I think I tried to pull that up a while ago, and I couldn't get anything to pop up. It just put under VIX. Oh, this one right here. Okay. I'm not sure how well you can see that. No. Maybe if you're on the horizontal screen, you can see it, but not the vertical. So do any of you guys trade the VIX, or y'all just use it for reference? Just reference? Okay. No trading the VIX. Okay. Yeah. That was quick. Like, no, don't trade the VIX. Just for reference. Okay. Okay. No. Good one. That's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I've never used it before. I've heard people talk about it, but I've never used it. All right. Does the Bears finally win at the previous day low? It has been crazy how long we've been trapped here at the previous day low. Full port. Oh goodness. I feel like I pretty much full ported earlier on my eval, even though it was, we were only in it like 5 micros, but I kept oh yeah, we're red all the way today, man. We had a okay we had an okay session in the New York, but I got caught in this big sell off from earlier, so, and I tried to DCA back into my eval, and we ended up just hitting max drawdown. So now we're just kind of sitting on the sidelines. I do have a elusive account that we may try to find an entry, but right now we're just kind of sitting. Luckily, it was one of my Bulinox accounts, and most of my Bulinox accounts are fairly cheap. I don't know. If we get below that 50 level, we may take off. Because we do have those 580s down at the bottom. Oh, nice, Christian. From way earlier or just now? Oh, no. I didn't take the short. Right now, we're just kind of sitting on the sidelines. And like I was saying, I got caught in this nasty sell-off right here, so I ended up hitting max drawdown on my eval. So we're just kind of sitting on the sideline at the moment. Oh, from the start of Asia? Dude, that's pretty wild there. No, it hasn't been a good session for myself tonight. The only thing that we're green is we were paper trading gold tonight, Christian. I'm hoping this week that we'll get to our between what um we got 4 days left, so hopefully over the next 4 days we'll get to our payout, Christian. We only need what 250 to reach the $3,600. So hopefully sometime this week we'll catch that. So we're just going to still continue trading the 3 micros at the opening. That's what we'll trade tomorrow morning. So, and I'll be even happy if we make 50 to $100 a day. So that wouldn't even hurt my feelings. Then hopefully over the next few days we get to the $3,600 without doing any crazy damage. Then the 200 that we made tonight was off of the gold session, but it was just on a sim account. As you can see, it says sim 101 right there. That was the only green we had this evening. So hopefully you guys did much, much better tonight. All right, let me bring the VIX over. So when you're watching the VIX, it doesn't look like it moves very fast, but when it is moving, you can see the big difference between the VIX moving and the NQ. And they move in the opposite directions, right, guys? Is that what you're saying? Or do they move in the same direction for anybody that uses the VIX? So if the VIX is selling off, does that mean the NASDAQ is like right behind it, similar to like to the ES? Just out of curiosity. Like I said, I've never really used the VIX. Use the lines and not the candles. Do we have lines set up? Maybe that's something I would have to set up. Let's see. Rico's. I don't even see anything with lines. May have to do that on Trading View. I don't know if Ninja offers lines. Will it be line breaks maybe? I'm not sure. We can add it and see. No, that's not it. I'm not even sure what the heck that is. Okay. Might have to be something that we add on where you see the chart icon. Let's see. Click there for lines. Here? Oh, there. Okay. Which one would it be? There's a line on close or mountain. Here, let me remove the indicators here so we take that mess off. I feel like you can add lines to the, like you can add the if you go to data. Well, let me pull that over here. I thought you could add both of them, if I'm not mistaken, where they're on top of each other. Maybe not. It's not looking very pretty today. Yeah, the really nice sell-off was this big sell-off that we had here around the 8 o'clock hour tonight, or 9 o'clock hour. I hit max drawdown on that big sell off tonight. Down bad management. Sounds good, merch. I know that's kind of what I was hoping for. That if you were in that short, that you would get down to the 580s there. All right, here's your VIX line here. Oh no, you're fine. I don't mind people sharing their ideas. I mean, to me, that's the whole point of being in the lobbies, man. Shoot. Always learning from somebody, even if it doesn't help you. Sometimes it does. We never know. Right now, we're just kind of stuck at the previous day close, the previous day low. So we've kind of hit that time of the night where we slow down a lot. I love seeing the big spikes, but you said you like seeing the big spike, but afraid to trade it. So is this how you use it as far as your line goes, Lee Merch? Where you just have a big line like this? Sorry if you can't see it because you're watching the vertical, so I'd almost have to like push it over into this area so you can see it. Thank you guys for the likes and follows tonight. Remember, your line in the sand is going to be this previous day close here, guys. You can see we're just kind of bouncing off it hard right here. I know. I wish I could find a motivation to get up for the London session, but it's so hard for me to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning. We'll probably hang out for a little bit longer, but I don't know if I'll take any more trades. Like I said, we've already hit max drawdown tonight, so I'd rather just lick my wounds and come back tomorrow. The only thing that doesn't hurt me is we usually trade on like those 80, 90% Bulinox evals. I can't imagine paying like $100 for an eval. That would hurt my feelings to lose my eval if I paid like $100 for it. So if you don't mind holding your trade, man, I just don't see how we don't get to the 580s before the London session. Maybe this will be the dump here. This way you can run those 580s down here. And that's at the bottom of this swing. This would be your low from Friday. Either Friday or Thursday. I want to say Friday. Yeah, some of you guys are in some really nice shorts. We can bring over the ES too. Because that's what you're short on, right? You're short on the ES. I mean, right now the ES looks just like the NASDAQ. I mean, they're like identical. Yeah, if you're watching the ES, I mean, it's pretty much identical. Let's copy this trade. Let's copy this charts so we can get an idea where like the previous day low is. All right, so we'll switch over to the ES. Okay, so the previous day low was kind of back up there. Yeah, they got some really nice movements. Even the setups here for that previous day lows, down at 68.10. So that's definitely very doable tonight. Unfortunately, he may have to sit here and grind all the way till the London session. It says, so when you blow that email, I'd usually just do another one. I don't reset because I think their resets cost more HIMs. Either that or I keep it because most of the time my evals are like 90% off with Bulanox. So you just keep it till the next one. You just started out trading. Nice. Dude, that was a big move. If you were short all the way from 68 on the ES, that is insane. All right, let me go back to yours. New. It says, I'm a trader here in Brazil, and I'm just starting out. Okay. I prefer to trade the New York session if I have a choice. Basically, I come over here and trade the Asia market. I'm still fairly new. Oh, there comes your 10, dude. Literally after you just got out. Nice. Here comes those 80s. Nice, guys. If you were able to hold that short from that previous day low. Like I said, I wasn't going to enter anymore because we already took our L for the night. So there's no use keep adding to the damage. So we're just kind of sitting on the sidelines. I have some guys in our lobby who do trade ICT. I don't like specifically trade ICT. I may use a few like concepts from him, like fair value gaps and just like a few concepts. So I don't like strictly do like ICT. Most of my trading's off support and resistance. So like I like trading off the highs and lows from the previous market. I do like using the ICT kill zones off of the trading view. So like this would be one of my indicators as far as what we use for levels. So here's that 580 low here from Friday. Man, you're only about 40 points away too. So close. And I do like higher time frame fair value gaps and stuff like that. You know, I don't really use like anybody Pacific when it comes to trading. I feel like just from all the different people that I've watched over the last couple years, you just kind of just take from what works for you. So I do like doing breakout tradings with evals, but like I said, in the mornings, I like taking the opening trade also. So this would be a setup that I usually look for in the morning time, but I didn't take this one because we just got out of this long, so I didn't retake this short. So I also like trading off Fibonacci. I don't know if I know some people use Fib, but I like using Fib. So we can either use this hourly candle, which we can just trade by the hour if you want to just trade this hourly candle. And in the mornings, you're like looking for that 50 to 60% pullback back into your golden pocket area. So the golden zone, which this did pull back into your golden zone. It pulled back a little over the 61.8 area, 61%. Didn't quite get the 50%, but I know there was another guy who did take this morning because he posted in the Discord that he took it. Yeah, so he took the Discord. You can see it was the same setup here. But see, I didn't take it because I was already long. I got long off of this candle here from that pullback. Yeah, I've thought about using Bookmap at once, but man, I didn't want to pay the $50 for it. So maybe one day later down the road, we may decide to spend $50 on it. The only thing we really pay for right now is what it costs to trade and the TradingView. I think we have one of the cheaper accounts on TradingView because we don't really use like indicators. Most of the indicators I use are all like level-based indicators, kind of what you see on my charts, because we trade mainly off of support and resistant levels. Yes, this is the top 5-minute time frame. And these green areas that you see, these are just swings. Yeah, definitely a learning curve. It definitely takes time to get used to this. I mean, it's definitely something that doesn't happen overnight. So, like, I want to say out of the 2 years that I've been doing this, this is probably the most comfortable that I've been trading funded accounts. I want to say that it seemed like it took me a long time to get comfortable trading fundeds. Like anytime I traded fundeds, I would be like super nervous, but now I'm just like, whatever. You almost have to get used to taking losses. Like you have to let those losses be part of trading. You can't be scared to take losses, especially with prop firm accounts. Like I probably couldn't tell you how many losses that we've taken on our Bewley funded because it's just up and down. Learning levels. Yeah. There's one guy in my lobby who trades mainly just whole numbers and discount and premium. So if it's a whole number up in a premium level, he shorts, and and he gets payouts quite often because usually he'll post in the Discord from his payouts. So he does really well just trading whole numbers. So that means most of his entries are coming off either the 800, the 25, the 50, 75, and the next 100. And he's doing it mainly with just like one micro, starting off with one micro. You got to think 25 points on the NQ is like nothing. So it's like $50 pop real quick. And you just do that over and over all day. It adds up pretty quick. What's up, man? Sorry. Sorry I keep yawning, guys. Man, most of the time I start getting tired between the 10 o'clock hour. Yeah, Book Map has a learning curve. Yeah, I've tried looking at the Book Map. I've even just gone to just stared at the free Book Map that you can get on YouTube. But I see it. I see a lot of bubbles and lines moving. I understand like the larger bubbles are the bigger contracts coming in, but it's just like it's just moving so fast. So it makes it's definitely a learning curve there with the Book Map if you're trying to use Book Map. There's been a lot of different people use Book Map. I think I've heard Rips use Book Map before. A lot of your bigger YouTubers, most of the time, Book Map reaches out to those guys and they get like a kickback for anybody that they get to sign up for Book Map. I know I want to say that's something even Patrick Willis, he was part of the Book Map affiliates there for a while. I don't know if he still is, but I know he was kind of back in the day. And I want to say, I feel like Methodical Man was reached out by Book Map at one time. So a lot of times if you got your YouTuber pushing something, most of the time that company's reached out to them to push it and they get a percentage per sale. Now, if they're not saying anything about buying it or using it, they probably did not. But if they're constantly pushing it, more likely they'll get kickbacks. I don't know what they pay to do that. But I understand they're large streamers, so they have like tons of followers. So they have a lot of influence. Yeah, if you got those big, large bubbles, you can pull up free Book Map on YouTube. You just can't customize it. Let's see here. Book Map for NQ. Live. Yeah, so you can see there's 100 and something people in the lobby right now. So so you can there's YouTube pages with Book Map on it if you don't want to pay for it. You just can't customize it to what you're want to use. It's just whatever they have it set up. And it looks like he has probably multiple pages where he's streaming the Book Map. For anybody just curious and want to check it out. It says more order flow makes a bigger candle just like it does the volume. See, I haven't really used a lot of that order flow either, but I hear about a lot of people using it. Well, you got to think that's the London session stereo. If you go back and look at Book Map during the AM session, it's crazy. So this, JJ, we are on the MNQ. Right now, we're just kind of sitting on the sideline. We hit max drawdown on our eval tonight, so we're just kind of sitting on the sideline. Don't want to do any more damage. I got caught in that big sell-off when the market sold off earlier this evening. I have been working on, tonight was my first night trading gold. But the only thing is my entries are my entries are like a negative RR. So I have a negative drawdown if I take a loss. So we made $200 tonight on the gold. But that was on a sim account because we were just practicing. Let me see. Find gold again. Did we lose the gold? No, I know I have gold down here. So, what is this? Swing. Oh, that's the 1 minute. So you want to be on the 5 minutes. I prefer the 5 minute charts. Did it already take a victory? Let's see. Entry would have been here. Oh, let me make sure I'm not on a real account because I don't want to get dumped on here. Gold. Let's see. Might have missed it. Let's see here. Your entry would have been here. And you would have looked for 5 points. So what would that back up there to previous day? Pretty much we just bought trades at all the swings, the first couple. But I think you're only supposed to trade what I'm doing there is you're only supposed to trade it during like the 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Yeah, sounds good. I understand, man. I'm probably going to be getting off because it's 9:30, 10:30, and most of the time I'm back up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Hopefully tomorrow's session a little bit better and we'll get closer to that payout. We still need to make 2 something, so we'll take the opening trade in the morning, then we'll go from there. Sucks that we blew up our eval that we were fairly close to passing. We only needed a few $100 too. Yeah, everybody, hopefully if you're green tonight, I'd hold on to your green and downsize a little bit. Thank you, Stereo. Good night, Down Bad Management. Yeah, like I said, we're about to cut it short ourselves. Nice on your short today, Christian. Thank you guys for watching this evening. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me tonight. And we will be back for the New York session at 8 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning. So thank you guys.